Welcome to the deep dive. Our goal here, well, it's pretty straightforward. Take complex, specialized knowledge and boil it down so you get the core insights fast.
And today, we're tackling something really quite extraordinary. Acquired Savant Syndrome.
Right, ASS. It's that almost unbelievable situation where someone, maybe after a stroke or a serious accident, suddenly develops genius-level skills.
Yeah, like, boom, instant musical virtuoso, or they can draw incredibly complex things, maybe master mathematics overnight. It's like the brain flips a switch after catastrophe.
Normally, science points to, neurological compensation. Damage here makes another part wake up.
Exactly. Standard explanation.
But the source material we're diving into today, it looks deeper. It's investigating the subtle stuff, the energy, the subliminal mechanics behind it all.
We're trying to unpack what's happening beyond just the physical brain changes.
And apparently just looking into it caused issues.
Oh, immediately. Right away, the investigators hit this wall, a kind of powerful, cold, pressing energy. Felt like a wall of water, they said.
Projected by something.
Yeah, projected by some kind of entity.
Okay, hold on. A wall of water from an entity. What's it guarding?
The sources call it a custodian, or custodio. It's described as looking like a mechanical, AI-integrated octopus. It sounds bizarre, I know.
An AI octopus custodian.
Oh,
okay. And its job?
Its job is basically to slam the door shut, violently pressure it closed, energetically speaking.
The door to what?
The door that opens up when someone starts to investigate this stuff, or when certain people get the ability to see everything. It tries to stop anyone observing how reality is actually constructed.
So it's trying to keep the fundamental blueprint hidden.
Seems like it. An energetic gatekeeper trying to maintain separation, maybe? The illusion of it.
Okay, so this AI octopus is trying to keep the door shut. That makes me wonder what's fundamentally changing inside the brain of someone with ASS that forces that door open.
Right, that's the key question. And the core finding, it's neuronal independence. Yeah, the neurons stop being limited to that old one-way street. Neuron A talks to neuron B, and that's it. Like an old landline phone.
They break out of that fixed wiring.
Totally. They go multi-dimensional. Think less landline, more like a super fast, multi-dimensional Wi-Fi network.
Connecting to what exactly?
Not just other neurons nearby. They connect simultaneously with the whole energetic environment. The body's own energy field, subtle fields, information from outside.
Outside, like other dimensions.
Yes, the external world, other dimensions. It's a complete architectural overhaul in how the brain communicates.
So how does it use this new network? How does it send and receive information?
Through energy. The brain starts actively producing these powerful, subtle energy waves, described as electric, bright blue, white light.
Like a signal.
Exactly like a signal. It functions like a biological sonar system, like dolphins or bats use.
Okay.
It sends out these pulses, these waves, to check, decode, and pull in huge amounts of information from the environment, all in real time.
And that's where the sudden knowledge comes from. The instant expertise.
That rapid, verified knowledge, yeah. It's pulled in through this sonar.
We tend to focus on the brain injury part, but the sources say this isn't just a head thing, right? It's body-wide.
Oh, absolutely. When this sonar flips on, it triggers a whole cascade. It's a full-body event.
So what else lights up?
Well, you've got the obvious zone, the upper part of the frontal lobe, near the hairline. Highly active.
Makes sense.
But then it gets weirder. The mastoid bone, where it connects to the brainstem. Very active. Fingers and hands, naturally, so especially for skills like piano or art. But then, get this, the physical heart.
The heart, the muscle itself, in relation to genius skill.
The physical heart, yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole circulatory system becomes a major player.
Yeah.
Plus the endocrine system, thyroid, adrenals, ovaries, or testes.
The hormone system.
The whole thing. And the entire spinal column and cord. It's all engaged.
Wow. So the brain's just the conductor, really.
It really points to the brain orchestrating something much bigger, using information stored throughout the body's energy system.
Okay, so that's how the body changes. But the information itself, the sudden ability to play Chopin or paint masterpieces, where does that come from? Is it new?
Mostly accessed, not created from scratch. The sources point to this 60-40 split.
60-40.
Yeah, 60% of the knowledge, the skill, it's already there. It's pre-existing.
Stored where?
In the cellular DNA, apparently. In the person's core essence, maybe ancestral memory, knowledge built up over lifetimes, perhaps.
Okay, so 60% is unlocked potential. What about the other 40%?
That part is newly accessed. It's learned, but incredibly fast from the environment, other dimensions, even other universes, according to the source.
And the trauma, the stroke, the accident, that's the key.
It acts like a forced system reset.
Hmm.
It makes the neurons basically unlearn their old, limited ways of working.
So the trauma isn't just damage, it's like a catalyst.
It forces the system to become more effective, paradoxically. It breaks the old limitations, unlocks that stored 60%, and opens the pathway for the new 40% to flood in.
That's completely counterintuitive, isn't it? Trauma as a liberator.
It is a drastic measure for a deeply ingrained problem, maybe.
Yeah.
And you see this liberation mirrored in the energy field.
How so?
The chakras, from the chest upwards, they unify. They become one single enormous energy fountain.
A fountain.
Yeah, the investigators actually compared the visuals to, those energy surges in things like the Knights of the Zodiac comics, that kind of massive output.
So a huge power surge. How much energy are we talking?
This unified zone, it can pump out up to 800% more energy than a typical person's chakra system.
800%. That's astronomical. That kind of energy surge must make them incredibly visible, right? Like a beacon.
Absolutely. And potential targets for exploitation.
Yeah.
Which leads us right into the first case study.
The 10-year-old boy. Cerebral palsy, then suddenly a piano prodigy.
That's him. And his story shows the whole cycle. The ability wasn't actually new. It was blocked.
Blocked by what?
A really severe trauma from a past life involved an abusive piano teacher who was actually an entity without a physical body. A disincarnado, the sources call it.
A discarnate entity. Wow. And the current trauma.
His neurological issue in this life, the cerebral palsy aspects maybe interacting with some event, it neutralized that old block. The energy block dissolved, and boom, the piano skill surfaced.
Okay, so the ability emerges. That 800% energy starts flowing.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
Then the interference shows up immediately. He's heavily targeted by a hybrid entity.
Hybrid.
Part reptilian DNA, part disincarnado, according to the source. And this hybrid is controlled by a higher group, the Arcontes.
Arcontes. For listeners maybe not familiar, in this context, what are they?
They're described as a non-physical intelligence group, controlling, parasitic. Their goal is to keep humans limited and harvest energy, especially high-quality energy.
Like the energy this boy produces when he plays.
Exactly. When he plays, generates that 800% surge. It's instantly siphoned off.
How much?
Get this. 60% goes to the hybrid entity, 30% to the discarnate piano master entity from the past life.
Leaving him with just 10%.
Just 10%, which explains why he's utterly exhausted, physically and emotionally, after playing.
So the gift becomes a drain because of this interference. This brings us to the really deep part, doesn't it? The mechanism behind why these abilities are blocked in the first place for most people.
Right, the core suppression mechanism. And the investigators found this incredibly specific link between this Arconte group and the varicella virus.
Varicella, you mean chickenpox?
Chickenpox, yeah. And its relatives like herpes zoster, shingles.
The virus nearly everyone gets. What's the connection?
According to the source material, the virus was engineered deliberately.
Engineered to do what?
To cause subtle but specific damage to the central nervous system, the goal. To inhibit that very neuronal interconnection we talked about.
To stop the neurons from gaining independence and connecting multidimensionally.
Precisely. To prevent us from seeing the whole picture. It's described as a planetary control mechanism installed via the virus.
Wow. Okay. And this viral program, where is it stored in us?
As an energetic chain or a codification right in our DNA.
In the DNA itself.
Yes. The sources pinpoint it frequently to chromosome pair 2. Part chromosomic 2, they term.
Chromosome 2, so it's like a sleeper code?
A long-term control switch, yeah. Keeping that 800% potential lockdown unless something drastic like major trauma forces a bypass.
Okay, that's a lot to take in. An AI octopus custodian blocking from the outside, and engineered viral programming locking us down from the inside via our DNA. Let's touch on the second case, the woman painter. Restricted mobility, then head trauma, then amazing art.
Right. Her block was also linked to a past life trauma, and guess what? It involved varicella.
Seriously? How?
She died at birth in that past life because her mother had chickenpox during pregnancy. So in her current life, the head trauma caused inflammation and encephalitis, and that acted as her reset. It drained or cleared the old energetic block tied to that varicella trauma, unblocking her art skill.
But unlike the pianist, she wasn't being drained by a hybrid entity.
Not directly, no. No specific hybrid attached like with the boy. But she's still connected to the control network.
How?
Through fear, intense pervasive fear. Fear of living, fear of eating, falling, being alone, just constant fear.
And that feeds the network.
That emotion, that frequency, generates a steady stream of energy that the planetary control system feeds on. It's a different anchor, but just as effective for control.
So regardless of the specific skill, painting, music, math, the ability itself emerging is like an explosion of free energy.
Exactly. It's a surge of free energy. And that surge, even if it gets pluckily harvested, it inherently pushes back against the interference. It forces the entities to shrink their operational space, basically.
So the savant ability is fundamentally a move towards freedom for the person's essence.
That seems to be the underlying dynamic, yes. The skill is the expression, but the energy is the key to liberation.
And if this block, this varicella program on chromosome 2 is, well, programming, can it be consciously changed?
The sources suggest yes. That people have the potential to consciously decide to remove or neutralize that viral programming.
How? Just by deciding?
Through conscious intent and focused work, presumably. Neutralizing that old interference, restoring full perception, that independent connection.
It reminds me of what the Spanish neuroscientist Ramon y Cajal said, every man can, if he so desires, become the sculptor of his own brain.
Exactly. So maybe the key isn't waiting for a traumatic event. Maybe it's the conscious decision to relearn, to bypass those old trained pathways.
This whole deep dive then suggests that, well, that you, listening right now, have these vast, untapped capabilities inside you.
And that feeling of being stuck or limited, it might just be old programming, energetic blocks waiting for you to decide to clear them.
So let's recap the really radical points here. Acquired Savant Syndrome. It's not really acquiring something new. It's more like unblocking abilities already there, potentially multidimensional ones.
Right. And this unblocking is actively resisted by energetic custodians, like that AI octopus.
And the internal block is tied to this ancient viral programming, possibly linked to varicella, stored on chromosome pair 2.
And the ability itself, the savant skill, is fundamentally a surge of free, usable energy that pushes towards liberation.
Okay, so here's the final thought to leave you with, building on all this. If severe trauma can act as a kind of forced biological reset to unlock these incredible abilities,
then the question becomes, what conscious, deliberate, non-traumatic methods could you start exploring today, right now, to achieve a similar kind of relearning? How could you begin to unblock your own hidden capabilities?
something to think about. Join us next time for another deep dive.